reefer, weed, them trees, the chronic, that Mary Jane, that bud, marijuana, cannabis. Hey, I'm saved and love the Lord, but I smoke them trees. Let's get into it with unaddressed issues. Let's go. Hey, what's up? This is Bishop TC. Man, oh man. We talking about the chronic, that Mary Jane, that bud, them trees, that weed, that joint, that blunt, whatever you want to call it, man. Let's talk about that thing today. I got a question that said, TC, can you please talk about them trees? Because I'm saved and love the Lord, but I still roll one. I still get it in. And if you like me, I've heard all kinds of reasons as to why you got to smoke that bud. Man, it cools me out. It relaxes me, man. It's a part of my culture, just something to do. But here's the big one. God made it. It's from the earth. Well, let's talk about that for a minute. I know it cools you out. It gives you the munchies, whatever. It's a part of our culture. Let's deal with all that. Because we don't talk about smoking that chronic on a Sunday morning. So let's hit it in real quick. I'm going to hit it with 3 different issues real quick of why you probably shouldn't deal with the chronic like that. There's several reasons why. Because in several places, for number one, it's still illegal. But hey, let's deal with that on another episode. First things first, man. When you smoking weed, chronic, Mary Jane, the bud, them trees, ganja, herb, whatever you want to call it, it deals with you physically. It inhibits some of your physical attributes. Number one, look, it makes it more difficult to focus, to learn, and to even remember things. I got a joke I say to my church all the time. Listen, I got a great memory because I never smoked weed. Yeah, how in the world do you want to be a part of something that make you forget stuff? They say these effects can last up to 3 hours after you smoke the blunt. You don't remember. Man, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to be in a place outside of home and around people that I don't know where I cannot remember what's going on. Yeah, man, that weed will make you do that. And then you messes with your focus and also inhibits your learning. You don't want to be high and dumb, high and stupid. Come on now, we can do better than that. And then it can inflame your lungs and it can produce that long-lasting chronic cough. That's why they call it the chronic. People almost coughing up a lung. Hey man, ain't nothing smooth, sexy, sweet about that. Come on, let's use our noggin, good people. And listen, you can possibly get lung infections from inflamed lung tissues coming from that stuff as well. You say, I'm saved, but I like to smoke. Well, here's some of the physical reasons why you probably shouldn't do it. Then it can increase your heart rate anywhere from 20 more to 50 more beats per minute, up to 3 hours after you've finished smoking. And that leads to paranoia, anxiety, you jumping, trying to figure who that. Man, that's no way to. First of all, God is not giving me the spirit of fear. So it sounds like to me, when you partake of something like that, it increases fear and anxiety. Why would you want to be a part of something like that? But these are just the physical attributes and things that is the financial effects. Now listen, I don't mean no harm, man, but we just gotta do better. Can you just say we gotta do better? Listen, the financial effects of messing with that chronic, that Mary Jane, that weed, them trees, that ganja, that herb, because most employers have a zero tolerance for drug abuse. That's right. Most employers have a zero tolerance for drug abuse. And I know some people who get high on Saturday and fired on Monday. Because guess what? They get in and they fail the drug test. Or you probably know somebody who can't even get a decent job because they can't stay off the trees. They got to go out here and get a cash paid under table gig that's paying them below minimum wage most of the time, living from hand to mouth because, hey, we doing something cool for the culture. Ain't nothing cool about that. Ain't nothing cool about being broke. So listen, the financial ramifications for smoking that herb, man, listen, it messes you up. And then because you working these little dead-end jobs because you don't want to stop smoking because nobody will really hire you because you can't pass a drug test, it affects your way of living. It affects your credit, affects where you stay, affects what you drive, affects what you wear. And so if you're limited in the legal way of doing something, then guess what? Options of illegal activity tend to go up really high about engaging in those things. So I'm telling you, that chronic can mess with you financially. I know you're saying, TC, but you wait a minute. You got to see the stars and the boys and the girls on TV and that thing. Let me tell you something, man. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. That's them. Let them do that. But as for you and your house, you better do what's right, because I'm telling you, that chronic can mess with your money. It costs you more than a dime bag and a 20 bag. It'll mess with you long term. Last thing, I got to hit this because I'm pastor. The spiritual effects, man. Let me tell you this. Just because it's a part of the culture doesn't mean it involves an active Christian. Just because smoking weed is a part of the culture doesn't mean it's right for an active Christian. We have a different culture. We have a divine culture. And just because we see it on TV, we see celebrities do it, and we see rappers do it, it doesn't mean that it's right for Christians to do it. Because the source of our strength and our joy that some people claim that this allows you to be, I become more creative, I get more energetic, I get in my flow when I smoke. You just don't understand, bitch, you don't understand. But listen, God never created something for us to be dependent on for strength and joy outside of himself. Man, let me read you a scripture real quick. Psalm 28, verse number 7 in the New Century Version. It says, the Lord is my strength and my shield. Not that chronic, not that ganja, not that herb, not that Mary Jane, not that blunt, not that joint, not even the one with the blackberry wrapper or the raspberry wrapper, the flavored ganja. Not even that. The Lord is my strength. The Lord is my joy. Not just, and he helps me. God helps you. God helps you. And watch this. Psalmist said, and I'm very happy. Now see, my personal testimony, I've never been high, never smoked, never had to participate in that. And that's outside of my walk with Christ. But can I tell you something? I bring my own joy juice to the party. I don't have to light. I don't have to puff. I don't have to pass. Don't have to hot box, because I got a memory. When I think of the goodness of Jesus, yeah, that's it. That's all it takes for me to get high right there, man. Listen, I get happy, I get delighted, I'm excited, and so can you. So this quick synopsis, it affects you physically, it affects you financially, it affects you spiritually. And case in point, you should not smoke the chronic. That's my take on it. That's unaddressed issues with Bishop TC. Man, live your life, live long, and you don't have to puff smoke just to be happy. Catch you on the flip side. This is Bishop TC. I'll talk to you soon.